Hi guys, it's Eric. Today I'm going to do a video about the Canon FTb. Now this is a camera that was gifted to me for free. I did some photo work for a friend of my mother's as a favor, and she sent this over knowing that I collected old cameras. I was pretty excited to get it because I currently only have the 135mm camera, the Minolta X370, and it's neat to be able to use the Canon FD lenses. So like I said, this is a camera built by Canon in the 1970s. It uses the FD mount. Can also use the older mount, which the name of which is escaping me currently, but it's going to use all of the more modern Canon lenses before the EOS line. It's a pretty heavy, pretty big camera by 35mm standards, and this would have been considered a consumer grade camera. It's not quite a pro grade camera and would have sold for the equivalent of somewhere in the $600 range at the time, so something like a Canon T4i or whatever the current equivalent is. One of the biggest features that's missing from the higher end cameras is that this does not have a replaceable prism. It has a fixed prism on there. There are some other things that aren't available on this too, but I'm not entirely sure what those would be. It works fine for me. I find that the difference between any two 35mm cameras versus the difference between any two digital cameras is going to be far less pronounced because you aren't dealing with sensor technology. You're just dealing with, whichever lens you put on it, and it's going to shoot the same film regardless. So I had planned to take this thing out with my friend John. I took it out the first day with my lady, and we went and we took some pictures down by Lake Erie. On the next day I went out with my friend John, and he used the camera and took 24 photos with it, and I videotaped the whole thing, and I was going to kind of string them together and make a video. What I found is that that's hard and I'm bad at things. I learned a lot. Next time I do it, it's probably going to work a lot better, but I ended up with a lot of shaky, unusable, moving around video that I'm just not even going to bother with. So we went into it not even sure if the camera was going to work. I don't have the correct battery for this. This requires a 1.35 volt battery, and you have a couple of options. You can order one online. You can use a 1.5 volt, which is easily findable, and then adjust the metering to suit that. Alternatively, you can buy a 1.5, and then there's little adapters that'll downgrade the voltage. I'm probably just going to order one off Amazon, but for the time being, for John and I, we just use a spot meter and took it out. It really slows you down a little bit. It's not always a bad thing. It's not ideal, but it worked fine for our purposes. The second thing with this that I was really unsure about is the lenses. This came with a 200mm lens and this guy here, which is the 51.7. The front element on this lens moves freely within the lens. That's not ideal. I don't know, maybe that's a conscious design decision by Canon, but I would suspect it's not. I was cleaning this with a lens cloth, and the lens is moving around with me as I'm cleaning, or the element is. Spoilers, it's not a great lens, at least in the condition it's in right now. The pictures actually turned out sharp enough. What did happen though is there are some substantial, I'm not sure if it's fungus or scratches or whatever, but there are some marks that appeared on all of the images after scanning them. I actually am probably going to keep this camera and use it and replace this lens. The camera itself is in seemingly perfect working condition outside the timer, which shoots early. It's supposed to be a 10-second timer here that you can set and then fire. If you cock the shutter, it fires somewhere around 8 seconds, I believe. I didn't really think this through. That's pretty annoying. It'll be done shortly here. And the other noise you hear is my cat scratching on his scratch thing. You done? He's just looking at me. So the camera physically is not in super good looking condition. There's some dirt or grime or paint or something on the back here. I tried pretty hard to get it off. If any of you have advice on how to remove stuff from a leather surface like that, I'd be glad to hear it, because otherwise it's pretty good. There's some scratches. I cleaned it up a little bit, but it feels good. Yeah, I think it looks good. And it works pretty well. So what I'm going to do now is show you some of the pictures that I took. We took them all on Tri-X. I think that's the best format for 35mm because you're not going to get super high resolution images out of a 35mm camera like you will out of large format or medium format or modern digital. You're going to get something that's lower resolution. You're going to see the grain, and with Tri-X I think the grain is beautiful. It contributes to the image. It makes it look like something that I think a lot of people today aren't used to seeing. So we decided early on Tri-X400, also because John was just learning how to take photos, and the exposure latitude and the forgivingness, the range and kind of ease of use that Tri-X affords was a good thing for him. So yeah, to the computer to look at some photos. All right, well, here are the photos, and I would like to apologize in advance for the quality of the audio. I'm still using a pretty cheap mic here. So these first three were taken beforehand, out by Lake Erie, south of the city of Buffalo, New York. I just really wanted to try the camera out. This is Tri-X400, and I'm metering with a spot meter because I still haven't put a battery in the camera. It was a rainy day. It was overcast. It was actually pretty cool. The lake had just melted. This was, a couple months ago. The lake had just melted, and it was drizzling out. There's a photo of my camera. It was kind of cool. It's kind of flat lighting, but kind of cool. Now this is a photo of my Crown Graphic because I love to photograph my own cameras for some reason. I just did this because it was a real high contrast scene, and I wanted to see how it would look. Now, this one here, this is City Hall in Buffalo. This is one John took, and in fact, all of these are photos John took using the camera. It was kind of a fun experience. He learned how to shoot film and how to operate a manual, 35mm camera. These were all downtown. We kind of spent the day walking around, taking pictures. We ended up at Gallagher Beach, south of the city, out by all the grain elevators and the old industrial stuff. So it was a fun day, a lot of walking. And then I developed all of these myself the next day. I think I used D76 at SEPA Gallery in downtown Buffalo. And again, the quality of the images is not going to rival, modern digital or medium format or large format. But the look of the grain and of the Tri-X, it's really cool. I mean, I think it's a really good look, even when you're photographing someone as goofy looking as me. I think that you get a really neat look out of these, and John didn't really know what he was doing, and I think he did a pretty good job. So thanks for watching. That's all I've got for you today. I'm going to definitely do some updates with that camera if I continue to use it, which I almost certainly will, and I'm going to be doing some more film stuff shortly, different stocks of film. So if you like this, even at all, even a little bit, like, comment, subscribe. If you have something you'd like to see, definitely tell me in the comments or send me a message. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm always open to communicating. I just, the idea that anybody at all watches my videos is very exciting to me. So this is something I do as a hobby, and I do enjoy it. So drop me a line and let me know what you think. Have a great day, guys.